We are bombarded by bad news of couples breaking up, filing for an annulment or a divorce. Is there really such a thing as forever? Can marriages truly last a lifetime? My friends, the answer to that is a resounding yes. This can be attested by the true-to-life love stories of several couples who will be featured in this as well as next week's video. To make a marriage work, both you and your spouse have to work hard for it. You have to invest time, effort, money, and energy. Just like taking care of a plant. To all the plantitos and plantitas out there, I salute all of you. I realize that it's not easy to take care of a plant. I don't have a green thumb. Sister Banji Cheng gave me a small plant, and within 2 weeks, it died. I truly don't want that to happen in my marriage. Hence, let's all learn together from the marriage expert, Dr. Willard Harley. Welcome to Adjusting Your Heart. I'm Dr. AJ Chua, and every Friday afternoon, we upload new videos about mental health and relationships. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and notification buttons. Together with my husband Hans and video editor David Wong, we give thanks to God for blessing the work of our hands. Thanks to all of you who have subscribed and watched our videos. We are now monetized after 7.5 months. We'll use the money to help those with mental health problems. So please watch the ads. Don't think we're gonna earn a lot of money, because per 1,000 views, we're only gonna earn $3 to $5. That's only 150 to 250 pesos. But at least that's a good start for us to help other people. Dr. Willard Harley shared some profound insights in his book, His Needs, Her Needs. He pointed out that a husband's needs is very much different from that of a wife. He talked about the top 5 needs of a husband as well as the top 5 needs of a wife. Knowing and meeting those needs will make your marriage stronger and last a lifetime. So the number 1 need of a husband is sexual fulfillment, while the number 1 need of a wife is affection. So let's talk about the sexual fulfillment first. The husband's number 1 need. Remember, I told you before in my previous video that sex is God's gift to married couples. It's intended for pleasure and procreation. Couple has to agree on the frequency of lovemaking, because men feel loved after sex, while women needs to feel loved to want to have sex. Though it's not a need for most women, we shouldn't keep rejecting our husband lest he feels undesirable and he might be tempted to look for it elsewhere. And of course, they would also want the wife to initiate from time to time. So for the wives out there, have some sexy lingerie ready and also perfume. In case you have kids, I hope that by the time they're 2 years and up, please let them sleep in their own bedroom. But I know that a lot of people tell me that they want to save on electricity bills. Then this is my suggestion. From Monday to Friday, the kids, yes, can sleep with you, and then let them sleep on their own room during weekends, or vice versa, okay? But let's also remember that sexual desire diminishes with age, busyness, and sickness. And for that, of course, there are other means that you could use, like Viagra, lubricants. And a couple has also to agree on the different sexual practices that they want to, the use of contraceptives, the number of children, and in case they're having a hard time conceiving, maybe you can consider IVF or even adoption. But please, I hope that you won't resort to porn. Somebody has asked me before, can we watch porn as husband and wife? If you ask me, I would discourage it. Why? Because most of the men or women featured in porn would be men with six-pack, very macho bodies. And then the women will have a very sexy body, very young. So if we keep on watching those and then you look at your spouse and you see that, okay, he's balding or the wife has already gained, let's say, 40 pounds, you might not be as satisfied with your spouse's body. Let's move on to the wife's number 1 need, affection. Ephesians 5:25 says, "Husband, love your wives, just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her." So that's a very wise counsel from the Bible. So guys, please make your wife feel loved and secure. One way you can do that is to know her love language. Is it words, gifts, touch, time, or service? You can watch out our video series, which we already published several months ago on love languages. So if it's words, then compliment her often. If it's gifts, you can buy her flowers or her favorite stuff. Remember important dates like anniversary, birthdays, and if it's touch, then of course, more hugs and kisses. If it's service, then help with the chores or in taking care of the kids, even if you have kasambahay or maids at home. As they say, sex begins in the kitchen, which means if you help with these things, it will give your wife more time to rest and more energy for lovemaking. And another way is to love your wife's family. And I'm very grateful that Hans never complained when we would want to bring out my parents before the pandemic. Check out this picture. This was taken during the Chinese New Year 2019 when Jackson came for a visit. Or now that it's pandemic time, once a month, we go to my parents' house. We call them at least once a week. And this picture, check it out. This is our first ever Zoom meeting last December with my two brothers in Taiwan, my sister-in-law, and my two nephews. Because if you make your wife feel very secure, then she won't easily get jealous. And of course, it helps prevent emotional adultery or online affairs. Let me tell you, even after I get married, of course, I would put in the profile picture my picture with Hans. But from time to time, there will be people who would PM me, guys from different parts of the world. Usually, I will just ignore them. But there was one guy, he looks a little naughty. So I said, I better check out his profile. So I checked. You know what I found out? He said that he's married and that he's looking for lonely women, whether single or married. So that's why we have to make our marriage strong so that neither the wife nor the husband would easily fall into temptation. But my friends, not having your need for sex or affection met, this is not an excuse for adultery. So please talk it over with your spouse. Okay? And you can watch our previous video entitled The World of the Married, in which I talk about the different kinds, why do people commit adultery, and of course, how to prevent that. The number 2 need of a husband is recreational companionship. It means that he likes it when you accompany him doing certain things, like especially common hobbies. Like for us, we like watching Netflix together. I watch a lot of DC or Marvel series just because, or movies because of Hans. Because if I choose a chick flick, he would fall asleep. So for that chick flick, I watch it on my own. We love to travel together. And you can also learn something new together. Look at this picture. This picture was taken when my cousins came for a visit from Canada. We went to Sip and Go and painted. That's our first time to do it. These are my cousins Geraldine, Glennis, and Jojo. Or try out a common sport together. If you don't know, before we got married, Hans' top 2 sports are very extreme for me. Like it's mountain climbing and diving. Okay, I'm afraid of heights, so I said, no, I'm not gonna try that with him. But I said, you can go with your friends. Diving, I said, maybe I can give it a try. So when my brother Jackson came for a visit from Taiwan, we said, okay, let's go. So we went to Analao, we went for a diving lesson in the swimming pool. Then that person took us to the sea. I think we were 30 feet down. And all throughout that time, I was praying, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. I was so scared. Okay, if something happens, yeah, I know how to swim, but it's different when you're under the sea, right? With all those gears. So after that, I said, I don't think I can do it. You just go on your own. But other things, okay, I tried, like, check out this pics, parasailing in Boracay. I did it with my eyes closed. I gripped so tight, okay, so much that my hands hurt. Then when we went to Cagayan de Oro, we had a side trip after the COE ETF camp. We tried zipline. These things nearly gave me a heart attack, but I just tried to do it so that I would make Hans happy and we can do things together. So maybe next time we would want to try less extraneous activities like walking, maybe jogging, or maybe for some couples they like golfing together, swimming, okay? Be your spouse's best friend. So go on a date at least once a month. The wife's second need would be intimate conversation. Because for most women, when we are stressed, we want to talk. So for the husbands out there, please learn to listen. Give your full attention. stop whatever you're doing, look at your wife in the eye, and listen. Turn off the TV or turn off your cell phone to the mute mode, and then you put yourself into the shoes of your wife. Emphasize, please don't offer solution until you have hear about the entire story. I've also given tips on how to listen emphatically. You can check out the video on validating the feelings of others. And maybe after listening, you could hug her and then pray for her. Keeping in touch, okay, throughout the day would also help. So, if you want to enhance your marriage, check out also our previous video, Happy Hubby plus Happy Wife equals Happy Marriage. And to end this episode, I'd like to talk about two couples that also inspire me. The first couple I'd like to introduce will be Mr. Samson and Mrs. Irma Su. They've been married for 34 years. You can look at these pictures, the before and after picture. They both studied in Westminster and UP Diliman. They got to know each other when they served in the Westminster Choir and joined the evangelistic music tour to Taiwan. They went steady for 4 years, and they got engaged and tied the knot on February 1, 1987. And they told me that the top 3 things that kept their marriage strong: number 1, they support each other's interests and dreams in life. Brother Samson is very active in different organizations. I remember when I went with Dynamic Youth to Taiwan, he was one of the leaders. And Sister Irma is a very gifted musician and conductress. The choir she taught have won many awards. So you can check out some of these pictures. I know they also won an award during the pandemic. They joined a virtual singing contest. And they're both in Sun Life. Number 2, they serve together in church and ministry. When I first came to know them, it was in Jerusalem Evangelical Church. Both of them were very active in choir. Brother Samson was a translator and also helping with the mission board. And then they said the number 3 would be spending quality time as a couple and a family. Check out these wonderful pictures with your 3 grown-up children, Sean, Sherwin, and Steph. And the second couple I'd like to introduce would be Mr. Daniel and Mrs. Bethel Shangkuan. I'm now quoting Brother Daniel's exact words. He said, "From being batchmates at Hope Christian High School, serving as class presidents of our respective sections, we became co-workers in church fellowships, choirs, and even in an evangelistic musical team. Eventually, our friendship and working relationship blossomed into love and companionship. We got engaged in July 1973 and were married on January 12, 1974. And after 47 years, God has blessed us with 3 children and 7 grandchildren. And by the grace and providence of God, the 2 of us are still serving Him together in the same ministry at New Millennium Evangelical Church. And Brother Daniel is a very good singer and good translator, while Sister Bethel is also a very gifted conductress. They have 3 kids, Barnabas, grown-up children, Barnaby, Dawn, and Beverly. And together with their grown-up children, their sons and daughter-in-law, and together with their grandkids, they all serve at the New Millennium Evangelical Church Choir. And according to Brother Daniel and Sister Bethel, the top 3 things that made their marriage very strong are mutual acceptance, constant communication, and love expressions. And now I'd like to thank some of the people who have encouraged us: Abby Lim of Chiang College, Eileen Mo, Aimee Pua, Alejandro Garcia, Bernardo Villanueva, Charlene Chuasun, Connie De Jesus, Dexter Tew, Dr. Irish Lopez, Ed Chua, Principal Grace Tan, Jennifer Liao, Joan Menco, Jobrian and Helena Trinidad, Johnny Q Fang, May Sherry Malole Su, Mary Ang, Nenel Lau Arcayan, Sheila Hong Lim, and Therese Suite. If you're blessed by this video, please like, subscribe, and share it to others. I'll talk about the top 3 to 5 needs of a husband and wife next episode. Stay safe and stay in love.